Because you're on the side of the coin that actually has to figure it out. I don't have to figure it out. You did something to me. Now, your side of the fence. Again, the torch was passed to Justine. Come on. The torch was passed to Justine. It might not have been something that you asked for. The same way it wasn't something that I asked for.
Yeah.
But justice has to be served.
Yeah.
Prepare slaughter for all his sons and his daughters. Won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father. Bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water. Waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives that order. Prepare slaughter for all his sons and his daughters. Won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father. Bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water. Waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives that order.
No, because again, Britain pretty much started the Atlantic slave trade, right? Yeah, right? You know you didn't do it, but your forefathers did it, right? I didn't go into slavery. I wasn't taking a change, but I still take away from the negative. I still live under the consequences of my people being enslaved, right? And just how your people in Britain wouldn't be as big as it was without the slaves that they took into captivity. Really quick, if I could have you stand behind me so we can.
There's been this amazing documentary on BBC iPlayer, and it was called Britain's Forgotten.
Britain's Forgotten Past?
No, slave owners, is it? And do you know something? I bet it's something like, maybe I'm not used to it now, but literally this guy held a map and he put all the little red dots because when slavery was abolished, all the compensation was paid, not to the slaves, but to the slave owners, right? So they had to come forward and they had to get themselves to claim their money. They had to fill in the forms. And do you know, there was like little old preacher men in Scotland, there was a little old lady, and they each buy like almost shares in a slave.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we know
and,
that. We were the original commodity on the stock market. For sure. And then once they emancipated the people, right, or the slaves off of the plantation, around shortly after that is when they start giving people social security numbers, right, and they start issuing birth certificates. And if you look at the number on your birth certificate, is literally a security stock exchange number, right? So we're still commodities to this day. Where are you from?
Middle of England.
Middle of England? So how do you feel about the rape, robber, murder of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians in America? You think it's disgusting, right? What do you think should happen for it?
My humble point of view, I think, you know, it's hard for people these days to say sorry for things that ancestors did. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but I do think like certain things like in the Caribbean, for example, they need to invest in children.
We're talking about here in America, right here. Where you and I stand now in America. You say
they
it might
need to invest in the communities that were downtrodden and the people that have been walked all over and bring up the youth. That's all they can do, you know.
Bring them up how?
I'm not trying to invest in them and try and make good some wrongs, you know. Is it too late? I don't know. But, you know.
What would you do if somebody raped and robbed your mother? You would just want the person that did that to you to just invest in you. Just give me a quick little small loan to give me a business, or you know, pay for my college.
I would probably be absolutely totally angry, and I'd want something. But
what would you want? So instead of trying to give me an answer of what you think we deserve, the descendants of those ancestors who suffered those things, what would you do if somebody went into England? What would England do? Would England wage war?
They want to fight back.
They want to fight back.
But is that ever the answer? You know.
Why not?
Yeah, I was brought up to Waco, so it's hard to say because I was, you know, what do you do? Well, send up a massive world war, and what would you do?
No,
because
this wasn't done to the world.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have a world war over what happened to a specific segment of society.
It's wrong. No one can deny it.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But you said it's difficult to apologize. For people today, it's difficult to apologize for what the ancestors did. You feel that way? You feel like it's difficult to apologize for what they did?
Well, I did not do it.
No, I understand. So is it difficult for you, being the descendant of those people, to apologize for it?
All I can do is say it's totally wrong. And I would not do it. I would not do it in this day and age.
Would you think that would be the greatest plan in the world, to invoke such a treatment onto a people and to set up a system to where the people that actually did it would never have to pay for it, and then all of the benefits, right, all of the results of what they gain from this treacherous act, they get to pass it down to their descendants, and they get to pass on, and their descendants would never have to pay for it. Why? Because they're not the ones that did it. Wouldn't that be the greatest plan in the world?
Do you think things are going to get better?
Absolutely not.
Or do you think they're going to get worse?
Absolutely.
And will they get better after that? Or you think it's just going to be...
I think it's gonna continue to get worse until justice is served to the people that is owed to. That's what we call balance. That's what we call reciprocity. That's what we call a remedy. There is an infection in the world right now, and there is no remedy has been found for it. This is the reason why we're out here to actually ask you, people like you on your side of the line, these questions, because until we find a cure, until we find an ointment, right, to be able to get that Isaiah 1:5. Are you a God for a woman? Believe in the Bible?
Okay, yeah.
You guess? Which one is it?
Well, I don't go to organized, I'm not into organized religion.
No, that's fine. I'm not even going to bring out a scripture that is kind of tailored to a religious side, but just to get an understanding as to what we're dealing with here. 1:5. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 5.
Read.
Why should ye be stricken anymore?
And ye here is dealing with the children of God. The people that have been in slavery, the people that have been wronged, the people that have been persecuted, right? Why should they be stricken anymore? And this is what we're asking the people about us, right? And we also ask ourselves this: why do we want to be stricken anymore, continuing to fall under? Somebody get a flyer. Why do we want to continue to be stricken anymore, following under the people that have continued to stricken us and to persecute us? When are we going to look at and realize what's been going on, and either find a remedy or separate ourselves from the people that have done such wrong to us, right? Why should you be stricken anymore? Children of God, go ahead.
Ye will revolt more and more.
It says you will revolt more and more. Go ahead.
The whole head is sick.
That's ham, Joe. Bro, that's all good though. I thought it was, it's all good. Why should you be stricken anymore? Go ahead.
The whole head is sick.
It says the whole head is sick. Our head is dealing with our mind, right? And also our leadership. Who's a black leader right now? Name me one.
I guess the biggest ones are the ones that people hear of are like musicians, but they're not really leaders. But they
A musician is not a leader. A musician leads a band, if that, right? He doesn't even lead the company that he signed under. That's robbing him of his money.
My ex-husband reads a lot of
No, I understand. I'm just saying. It says the whole head is sick, meaning we don't have a healthy leadership or even a structure, right? Why? Because you guys took that. No. Many countries do. It's not a matter of whether or not these countries agree with it. The body of these countries agree with the leadership, but they have leadership. You know why? That's why they have their own country. That's why they have their own language. That's why they have their own culture. They have leadership because their leadership is giving them results. When you look at the black American, who's the black leader here? What's the black language? Where's the black land? What's the black culture? Right?
Yeah.
Me and you are speaking a language that descends from where you're from, England.
Yeah.
Go ahead. The whole head is sick.
And the whole heart faint.
And the whole heart faint. We don't even have any courage. We don't even have any strength amongst ourselves. Because like I asked you, would England fight back? You said, oh yeah, they be ready to push back and fight. The black Americans don't even want to fight. We're just laying down, accepting the treatment that we've been getting, and we don't want nothing more other than what? A couple of dollars every month to get some food. Go ahead.
From the sole of the foot.
From the sole of the foot.
Even unto the head.
To the top of the head, read.
There is no soundness in it.
No soundness. Total dysfunction. Total anarchy. Total melee. And guess what? You guys thrive over the dysfunctionality of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. The people that you guys have raped, robbed, and murdered. If we were to ever form ourselves together, if we were able to just, even each demographic but standing alone, if we were able to join ourselves together, you know what we would do? We would surpass you guys. We would surpass you guys. I know. So that's why you say you don't doubt it. So what's stopping us? It's the system that's in play. So when you say, well, I'm not the one that did the rape, robbing, and murdering. No, I know. But you're a part of the system that perpetuates the residual effects of that. See what I'm saying? Can you recognize how a woman can be affected by such a trauma as being raped? She can be traumatized by that. Now, if it scar her for life, right? Now, if the next man that she gets with, if he does not rape her, yeah, he's not the rapist, but what if he continues to invoke that trauma that she went through? What if he never even assists and helps her get through those things? That's where he now becomes almost just as responsible as the guy that did it. That's where you guys come into play. That's where your guilt comes in. Because you carried on the torch. It was passed to you, and you carried it on and perpetuated. Hold on, real quick. I'm going to tell you something.
I still think you're tarring me with the same brush.
It's not necessarily
I do
you.
everything I can to raise up my son.
It's not necessarily
and to teach
you.
him about where he comes from and what has happened.
I understand. Watch this. Wait.
Yeah.
Who was your son? Is your son Black?
Yeah.
And okay, where does he come from? Where does your son come from?
I'm his father.
But you say you do your best to teach him where he comes from. What are you teaching him? Where does he come from? Huh? His father's from Trinidad.
Yeah.
Was the Trinidadian people always there, or were they transported there
No, they were
according to
all
transatlantic slave trade?
They were transported as a slave.
So when you teaching him where he comes from, you're teaching him what? That he comes from Trinidad? Or you
Via Africa.
via Africa? Where in Africa? Africa is a continent. It is not a country.
He will never know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you're trying to express that you explain to your son, you'll never be able to do. You'll never be able to do. Because your side of the fence took all of that away. Not only just from my side, but from you as well. Because they run the risk. Because the risk is a woman such as yourself might have an affinity from somebody on my side of the fence. You guys get together, and now he can pick your brain to get the information. They said, no, we got to cut it off from other people. That's why I said the leadership, the body of the country or the people might not agree with the leadership, but they're definitely leading you guys into a path of success, because even with that, you're from England. You said the middle of England somewhere. You get an opportunity to travel all the way over here to America freely and enjoy all of the spoils and riches that was built. Huh?
I'm not on holiday. I'm here for work. Yeah, I come because I have to.
No. What I'm saying is you have this opportunity to travel over here and freely walk around and enjoy the comfort and the amenities that were built from the rape, rob, and murder of a certain people. This also makes you a co-collaborator and co-conspirator.
Yeah.
Now, hold on, real quick. Let's finish. Go ahead.
From the sole of the foot, even onto the head, there is no soundness in it.
Read.
But wounds.
All we have is wounds
And bruises.
putrefying sores, which is all of the things that happened to us.
I know.
All of the trauma,
I know.
which have not what?
They have not been closed.
These wounds that we have not been closed up.
Right.
They have not been what?
Closed.
Go ahead.
Neither bound up.
Neither bound up, they have not been wrapped, right? Go ahead. Or protected, read.
Neither mollified with ointment.
The ointment, there's been no cure. There's been no remedy found to heal us. So with that, this is why we have this conversation. And I'm gonna tell you something. What's your name? I'm Taz. Justine. So Justine, the issue that we're running into now, or the dilemma that we're running into, is every time we have a conversation with a Justine, they give us the same answer. I didn't do it, and I'm sure we can come up with something, but we never come up with anything.
You would be quite shocked if I would say to you, you're preaching to the converted, as in, my thoughts aren't that different to yours. I don't know if you believe me or not, but actually I don't feel that differently to you. I may not have as much melanin in my skin, but actually,
I don't think that we think differently.
Yeah.
It's just that even if like you don't have the luxury
to just rest on, well, I feel how you feel. Meaning, I want something to be done just as much, you want something to be done just as much as I do. You don't have that luxury because you're on the side of the coin that actually has to figure it out. I don't have to figure it out. You did something to me. Now, your side of the fence. Again, the torch was passed to Justine. Come on. The torch was passed to Justine. It might not have been something that you asked for, the same way it wasn't something that I asked for.
Yeah.
But justice has to be served.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Justice has to be served.
Yeah.
And we have to avenge the wrong that's done to our people.
Right. That's right.
How do we do it? The best possible answer is for us to find something where we can harmoniously get together and work something out. But you said with words? Again, let me go and knock your mother upside of her head with a billy club, and then let me tell you words for you to forget. You wouldn't, Justine. You know, I can see it in your eyes, Justine. You would never accept that.
Prepare slaughter for all his sons and his daughters. Won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father. Bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water. Waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives us that order. Prepare slaughter for all his sons and his daughters. Won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father. Bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water. Waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives us that order.